Yo, yo, what's up? Oh man, what's up? We live? Can't hear it in my headphones. I need some more snare in my headphones. Oh yeah, we're live. What's up? Yeah, buddy. What's up? What's going on out there? Good morning, world. Good morning, YouTube. Good morning to my janky ass microphone stand right here. It's all messed up. What's good? Welcome. Happy Friday. A fine Friday morning. Welcome to this Friday edition of BS with Hannas, man. That's me, Nikki Hannas. It's my little morning YouTube talk show kind of thing. Come out here for a few minutes, just talk about what I'm seeing, what I'm thinking about, what I'm doing, etc. Talk to my people for a couple minutes, and then I go lift. Then I go to work. It's a fine way to live. Sometimes it sucks, sometimes it's bogus, but most of the time it's pretty righteous, to be honest. It lends itself to being a good life. And the more I do this, the more I kind of get away from the point of it sometimes. The why of it. Why come out here and run my mouth on the internet? What am I trying to communicate? What am I trying to posit forward? Well, the basics of my message is I'm a musician. I've been making music my whole life. So, pivot from music into talk. There's an artistic element to this too. Life can be hard, but fucking suffer and grind, overcome and win, and keep ripping. That's what I'm about, man. So that's what I'm doing. Because some days I don't feel like doing this at all. I didn't feel like coming out here today. I wanted to just go right to the gym. I was bullshitting around a little bit this morning. Got a couple new things I'm cooking up. So I was looking into that, messing around on the internet. It's a Friday. It's a payday, which means the bill collectors is coming. And I'm not at the point where I can just set it and forget it. So I got to tend to a couple business. Hey, yo, Maddie in the chat. A fine Friday. God bless. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Likewise to you, man. A fine Friday. Friday the 13th as it is. Friday the 13th, huh? I opened my computer today and there's like a black cat emoji. Black cat and like the sunset or something. Let me hover over it because it gave me something weird. Search Friday the 13th. Why is Friday the 13th such a why is that a thing? There's an esoteric quality to the number 13. I'm not into gematria or numerology, so I don't know why 13 is a weird kind of number. There's something shady about it. There's some dark arts to be had, perchance, but it's a Friday the 13th. Whatever, dude. It's just another day. It's just another day. Happy Friday. It's Friday. It's the weekend. I hope y'all enjoy your weekends. To me, it don't mean a whole lot. Just means it's a busy day in the burger shop. Just means it's a fine morning to do chest and arms, which is that's a great way to start the day. I do chest to start the week off and I do it to end the week. And tomorrow's a Saturday. That'll be back day. And then Sunday's that's my supplementary leg day. But neither here nor there. What was I talking about on Wednesday? Wednesday was the official COVID anniversary from the declaration. Now, if I remember correctly, which I may or may not, way back in 2020, they announced it all. They announced the lockdowns. They announced, well, let's call it a lockdown because it wasn't really a lockdown. It wasn't really. Most of that shit was self-induced. Most people consented to the tyranny right away and played ball. Didn't leave their houses and tried not to go to the grocery stores. Other people just kept doing what they did. There was an excitement in the air because then the 11th was the day they declared it. Thursday or the 13th, if memory serves, was the day that it really was like, we're going to attempt to enforce all this. And that's when people really, the official order to shut your doors down, the business shut down, which was debatably, depending, I guess, where you were. That's kind of what dictated how enforced it was, Ain't no one came and shut down my my burger joint stores. Nobody made us vacate the premises. Nobody made us turn away customers. But all of a sudden, once that temperature was turned up, where are the customers? Where's everybody at? Time to roll with the punches. A roll with the punches we did. That was crazy. There was an excitement in the air though. Looking back on it, there was a tangible like F this for sure. F this, F these people. This is all. I could tell right away it was bogus. I wasn't really scared. I didn't really have any fear of this virus because remember the cloth masks? They put the masks on our face. Well, we'd put them on ourselves. Shame on us. But I would take it. And when I would have someone in front of me tell me how important it was before, and it was like brand new too, I'd be like, this is stupid, dude. This is just dumb. Because watch, I'd have this mask over my face and I would take my vape and I would just right through the cloth mask. And I'm like, look, my USB drive nicotine vapor can go through this protective device, but the world's most deadly airborne pathogen is somehow blocked. It's shielded. And that was before the crazy absurdity of it, especially working in a restaurant. Because then once you're allowed to open, people could come in, but they had to have their masks on until they sat down. And then when they sat down, they could take it off. And it was just maddening. It was crazy. And I do believe that the official temperature turn up was on a Friday the 13th as well. Crazy time. So here we find ourselves 6 years later on another Friday the 13th. And things are messy out there. I wonder what the news is going to look like today. Because the news was messy yesterday. The news has been messy all the past 2 weeks. Trying to ignore it, trying to ignore the churn, the churning effect of what's going on out there in the world, man. It's that point of awareness where it's like, all right, I get it. I get it. I see what's happening. These people, there's no actionable things that I can do. The best thing I can do is show up and hang out and talk with my homies in the morning and go lift some weights, keep hitting it every day. I know not everybody believes in lifting pretty hard every day with no days off, but I do. So it's like I said earlier this week, your actions are going to show what you believe in. And if I believe that that's an important thing to just be constantly after it, keep ripping. I don't need a day off. Then I got to do it. I got to do it because there's even old heads in my gym sometimes. They're like, there he is. What's up, Nick? Morning, Tom. How you doing? He goes, I'm here. It's like 70 years old, an old Marine comes in and, does this like rope swings and then punches the bag for a little bit, does some of them shoulder raises, some body squats. That's old head Tom. He's in there just killing it. He's only in there a few times a week, but when he comes in, it's like a mutual respect thing. He'll see me and I'll see him and we just go like this. And that's what's up, man. That's the point of it. What you say, Maddie? Wild times. Best part was when they made outside dining tents. So they brought inside outside. But oh, dude. It would be fun to I don't think my camera roll goes back that far. And I was so angry and so drunk I wasn't really documenting it. And it's so obvious now because then we spent 4 years of that blaming Joe Biden and blaming Donald Trump and da 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 da. The churn. That's the book I'm reading. No one's coming to save you. Scott Mann. He calls it the churn, and that's such a good way to put it. The churn was real and it was messing with all of us. We were collectively spiraling. Even those of us who ended up being right with plenty of anecdotal vindication along the way. Whether it's about the tests, whether it's about the jab, whether it's about the election, whether it's about the science of it, whether it's about the what da 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 da. Like it's crazy, bro. And anyone who ended up being affected by it too, they were the ones that were like so adamant about enforcing it. And it sucks in a lot of ways because it's like, well, my grandma got sick, so it's all just fake. It's like, well, do you know what the word comorbidity? I can't pronounce it, so I shouldn't make that point. Do you know what the word comorbidity means? Is your grandma? Sorry, I'm sorry, Granny got sick. Like that shit's hard for sure, especially when the collective temperature is scary. I get it, but was she 96 and like immobile and obese or something? Like what's going on here? I know a dude who got pretty jacked up and sick off that. And he ended up having to be on one of those ventilators for like a while too. And it was, you know, not good, a lot of concern. And I would get a lot of heat for that. They'd be like, "What? So it's all fake?" Like, I'm like, dude, that dude ain't do much to like take care of himself. Like, yeah, I know at the like at the time I'm drunk and not lifting, but like I'm not, my man's like not in good shape, bro. And he's a little bit older and he drinks a good amount. He likes to party a little bit. Whatever's going around got him sick. And now he's all fucked up from it. But do we have to shut society down? I'm crazy for this. Like, and that's what it did. It kind of made a lot of us just feel crazy. It sowed the seeds of division and it fucking pushed us away from each other. So and here we are. That's the only point I'm getting to is then here we are all these years later, and it ain't getting no better out there. There's lots of people out here, myself kind of included, speculating, what's this Friday the 13th going to bring? Because again, whether you believe in astrology or numerology or gematria or whatever, all these kind of esoteric dark arts things, I think there's credence to all of them. They're like systems that are built into the grander systems that are operating in the world simultaneously and concurrently, whether you're aware of them or not. These cats that run the shit, man, they believe in all that stuff. So it's like, are the planets aligned? Well, the average person don't care because they're looking at their bills, they're looking at their work, they're looking at their family, they're, looking at what's in front of them. And it's the way I can tell my experience, we're collectively kind of being led around on a leash and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Everyone's being stretched, so we can't really look at those things up there meaningfully. Those things up there being, the pretty obvious tyranny and corruption and so on and so forth that's running the shit right now, that's running the world. But if I got no leverage on the world, if I got no leverage on society, I'm worried about only taking care of myself, which to be honest, I am. I've got enough privilege. I can look after some of my close friends and people and loved ones too, kind of pour into them. It's not just strictly survival, but it's mostly survival. It's mostly survival. And I ain't even got no kids. Shit, if I had, a kid or kids and I got to take care of them and I'm concerned about, school or daycare and feeding them and, trying not to just do what most people seem to do, which is dump them into the societally incentivized third party child support system, be it school or daycare or whatever, all of which cost you some bread. Yeah, how are we going to actually be engaged citizens? It's tough, man. It's tough. And when I get that feeling sometime when it's like, what's around the corner? There's a lot of people talking about a false flag coming, false flag incoming, false flag incoming. And yeah, probably, very likely. What's it gonna be though? Who's gonna do it? What's the reaction gonna be? Is some fucked up shit gonna happen and we're just gonna I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. It's the globalists. It's the reptiles. They're coming. Yeah, they are. But like, what's it look like? It's like when people talk about doomsday, when people talk about the grid going out, the survival preppers. you know, Sometimes they're just goofballs in the woods LARPing, running around in camouflage. But shit hits the fan, something bad goes down. You never know what you're gonna actually do. It's that existential getting punched in the mouth, dude. Mr. Mike Tyson said it. Everyone's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. So, God willing, nothing bad happens. God willing, something good happens. I mean, it would be nice for the collective spiral to be resolved and we can all actually like focus. But I guess then we got to stop looking top to bottom. I guess at that point you got to stop expecting something to change in a top down way. And we got to start being the change. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Be the change. Bottom up style in this bitch. Bottom up style in this bitch. Ah man. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about today, dude. That's kind of what I'm thinking about today. And like I said, I'm feeling good. It's springtime and it's time to just hit the gas, dude. My foot typically stays on the gas when I'm not in bitch mode. But I'm a couple weeks outside of my little bitch phase. Had a bad bad negative bitch phase a couple weeks ago. So I'm out of that shit though. It's time to just keep going, man. Just keep making music, keep lifting these weights, keep pushing, keep ripping, keep seeing what the next thing is and fucking just grinding at it. Life is hard, so suffer and persist. All right, check. Overcome and win. Working on it. Keep ripping. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the Friday message. Keep ripping, baby. So that's all I got, dude. That's what I got on this fine Friday. I'm gonna take off and get up out of here. Thanks for hanging out. BS with Be Honest with me, Nikki Be Honest, here on YouTube at BS with Be Honest, and I'll send it out to Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, so on and so forth. I make music, heavy blues metal, I like to call it. It's not just my emerging philosophy and life stance, but it's kind of what I play too. A little blues, little metal. It's aggressive, but it's got a groove. It's kind of, long-winded guitar solos. I love it. I love it, dude. And even speaking about music, my new thing this past couple weeks has been reaching out to like playlist curators, things like that, like a more formal kind of approach to music promotion. I never cared about music promotion because I see these bands online and it's like the only reason they play is to promote it. And it's so transparent, so corny, and the format, the way the tastemakers and how people try to court the industry. It's so like antithetical to what I value and who I am and what my music's about. But you got to play ball a little bit, right? Talking about COVID, you got to play ball a little bit, right? But I wanted to explore, I need to learn. And I found a website that, because I guess I need to get Spotify listeners. I guess I should try. At least it would behoove me to attempt to promote it well. So I've been messing around with it a little bit and 10x my Spotify listener count in a week. So that's kind of cool in theory. When you say it like that, 10x my listener count. And it went from 5 to like 55, probably because of these promo channels and playlists based in Brazil. The third world people love their metal. They love their American music. It's fucking so interesting. But even that's a good thing because it's like, here's something new to try. Let me lean into it and let me see what happens. By definition, that's improvising. By definition, it's like playing a solo. I kind of know what key I'm in. I kind of know what I'm trying to do, but you ain't gonna know what I'm doing till I'm in the midst of doing it. And then when you stumble upon that killer melody, it's like, yeah, that's it. Flow state is achieved. That's the shit that makes your hair stand up, man. That's the shit that makes it like righteous. And all things are like that. That's kind of what keep ripping means to me. All things are like that. There's a grind element to it. It's unenjoyable. It's miserable sometimes. You gotta just suffer it. Get the blues over it, man. But just keep fucking going anyway. But do it intentionally. Do it aggressively. Do it in a spirit of power. That's what metal is. That's what fucking metal is. Power. Listen to Pantera and tell me you feel anything except for power. EMP. 10x is wild. Now 10x it again. Yeah, that's right. That's right, dude. And who knows? And even with this website too, it's like if they don't like it, and money's involved, but that's okay. You're basically paying this website for credits, and then with those credits, you get submission ability. You submit it to people who make playlists, and you know they run radio shows or bloggers or whatever. And none of my older stuff got accepted because the production was like a little off. That's all right. I like it raw. I like it raw and mean. So F them. That's all good. But they give you pretty meaningful feedback too. So yeah, I think an Irish stoner metal channel loved my stuff. Some like rock channel in Brazil was all about it. So that's cool, man. It's just experiencing. If I could 10x it again, that'd be cool. And it's just incremental wins, dude. Incremental wins. The path illuminates as you walk it. It's goofy and arrogant and naive to think, well, this is the end vision of my goal is here. So I know exactly how to do it. Man, we don't know shit. We're dumb people, all of us, even the best of us. But intention and using the mind to fucking make this shit real. That's our power. So yeah, anyway, if you want to hear the music, NikkiBehannas.com, NikkiBehannas.bandcamp.com. Nikki Behannas on all streaming services. Condensed feed of all the stuff that I do. Patreon.com/Nikki Behannas. You want to support the mission? There's ways to do it. All those links are in here, down there. So for now, we're just ripping. For now, we're just ripping, getting after it, chasing the dream down, cultivating that vision. And once that vision is cultivated, we attack it. So that's my Friday wisdom for y'all. Anyway, one love. Appreciate you guys. Keep it real. I'm out. Peace.